Hi, I'm Flo Hernandez-Ramos, and for 23 years I was the president and CEO of KUVO 89.3 FM. When I had the opportunity to get involved with creating a radio station that highlighted the music, the accomplishments, the abilities of Latinos, I jumped at the chance to volunteer. Eventually, I was hired as project director and then became president and CEO. I stayed with KUVO for 25 years. KUVO began broadcasting in 1985 in English with Sabor Latino, a music mix of jazz, salsa, and blues. There were only 3 other Latino-controlled public radio stations in the country that were broadcasting in English. KUVO continues to broadcast in English, garnering a multicultural audience, and its programs and hosts have been inducted into both the Chicano Music Hall of Fame and the Colorado Music Hall of Fame. We had to create KUVO to hear what we weren't hearing. We weren't hearing the good things about Latinos. Existing media outlets consistently highlighted negative aspects of the Latino community. KUVO was created to combat that image. KUVO broke new ground nationally when there was a meeting of all the public radio jazz stations in Washington, D.C. Carlos Lando, a Puerto Riqueño and our program director, and I, a Chicana, walked into the room. Since all the other jazz stations had African-American male general managers, they were surprised that 2 Latinos were representing KUVO. Then they assumed that Carlos was the general manager and that I was his secretary. There were almost audible gasps in the room when I was introduced as the general manager. I've never thought anything I did was ever risk-taking or strategic thinking. I always just thought of what I wanted the end product to be, like creating a radio station, raising funds, balancing budgets, and then step by step working hard to achieve that goal. KUVO is now 40 years old, and I hope that it continues forever and that people remember the role that the Latino community played in establishing it. I often say to people that when they think about jazz, they should think about African Americans. When they think about jazz in Denver, they should think about Latinos. My advice to young girls would be nice, be kind, show appreciation for the good work of others, be willing to learn, never think or act like you're the smartest person in the world, and never ask anyone to do something you're not willing to do yourself.